Thank you, Paula. Well, I'm back, guys. Hi, George Russell 63. Shouldn't you be starting the grid? Starting your car for the formation lap. But yeah, we're gonna get going with the actual commentary very shortly, as we have 4 minutes until the formation lap. Hello, Jose. How are you? Hi, RS. I don't know if I said hi to you either. But yeah, Jose, good to have you here. Any rain forecasted? It's pretty clear, the sky. I mean, it doesn't look like it's gonna be raining anytime soon. So yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get any rain. DRS zones 1 and 2. 1 is at the main start-finish straight, and then through turn 3 to turn 4 is the second one. This is a 15-corner circuit that usually a lap around here is a minute 11, a minute 12. Oh, and now we're looking at a replay of Verstappen versus Ocon. Yes, Ocon. What a guy. What a guy. Looking at a replay of Kvyat overtaking Perez in 2014. Kvyat on the Toro Rosso around the inside with a super clean move there. I miss Kvyat. Saw him yesterday on the endurance race. And he's going to be racing starting in 24, I think. Yeah, I think it's next year with Lamborghini alongside Romain Grosjean. So that's going to be interesting. So the tire compounds for this race are the same as yesterday, the same as the day before. The C4, the C3, and the C2 tire compounds. So there's one step harder than the softest compounds available. That's the C4 as the soft, the C3 as the medium, and the C2 as the hard. Hello from Germany. Hello, Rainer. Wie geht es dir? So the starting grid, we're going to get Zhou Guanyu starting in 20th place next to Logan Sargent in P19. It's going to be Valtteri Bottas in 18th, starting next to Daniel Ricciardo in the back Alpha Tauri. Yuki Tsunoda, his teammate, is going to be next to him in P16, and then Pierre Gasly with a penalty drops down to 15th place. Ocon drops down to 14th. Behind Alex Albon's Williams will be starting in 13th place for today. Then it's Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg in P12 and P11. Those two have very long last names. Oscar Piastri is going to be P10 with Sergio Perez starting in 9th up ahead. Oof, not a good qualifying from Perez yesterday. On Friday, sorry. Russell going to be starting from 8th due to a penalty. Then it's going to be Carlos Sainz in P7, Lando Norris in P6, Lewis Hamilton in 5th place, and it's going to be Fernando Alonso in 4th place next to Lance Stroll, who's going to be starting the race in 3rd. And on the front row we have Leclerc and Verstappen. Leclerc in 2nd place, Max Verstappen in pole position, of course. And yeah, that's going to be an interesting start, to say the least. 1 minute remaining until the formation lap, and let's see what we can do. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the Brazilian Grand Prix brings us. It's always a good one here. When does it start? In about 3 minutes, the race. The formation lap in 1 minute. But yeah, the formation lap is a bit long. Why do I have a colored star? Because you are a member. Probably you've been gifted a membership by one of the guys here on the chat. I hope Checo can repeat his performance from the sprint race, said Jose. He's going to be starting a bit further behind than he did on the sprint. But yeah, sure, I mean, it would be good for him to repeat the good performance that he had then. Hello from Boston. Hi, Aurora Lee. It's a nice city, Boston. Haven't visited, but I've seen pictures and it's fantastic. I want to visit there sometime. So yeah, a few seconds until lights out, but it's for the formation lap. And we are underway. Hi from Australia, or South Piastri as it's now known. Yeah, South Piastri. Why South Piastri? Why not just Piastri? So the strategy for today is predicted to be a 2-stop from the soft to the medium to the soft, or from the soft to the medium to the medium. Not a lot of people wanting to use the hard compound tire. It's going to be predicted lap 20 stop for pretty much everyone other than Logan Sargent, who is the only guy not starting on the soft compound tire. He's going to be starting on the mediums himself. And let me check something 1 second. Yeah, okay, so pretty much everyone other than Hamilton, Russell, Sainz, Perez, and Piastri have new softs. So they are going to be starting on USoft, those that I just mentioned, and then everyone has at least one set of medium compound tires available, new, of course. So they're all probably going to hop on. Oh, that's Leclerc onto the wall. Leclerc's into the barriers. How? How has Leclerc in second place? So Leclerc is out of the race. He crashed on the formation lap starting from the front row in turn 7. Okay, so he managed to get it going again. But there's damage to the front wing. I think he's going to be able to bring it back into the pits. But that's going to be a pit lane start probably now. Oh, I lost the hydraulics, Leclerc says. Oh, hydraulics problem for Leclerc. Yeah, he's retired the car. He's not going to get it back. So hydraulics for Leclerc. Let's see what happened there. Yeah. Oof, he just went straight and into the wall. But luckily, we're probably gonna get one extra formation lap, but that's gonna be it. Okay, so it's Verstappen ahead of Stroll and then Alonso. That's gonna be our starting grid. Yeah, looks like there was a plume of smoke there at the end. Yeah. Okay, so that's really not good. That's really bad. Leclerc, yep, out of this race for now. And that's going to be Alonso in the front row, pretty much. I mean, he's got a clear road ahead. Let's see, we're going to get all 20 drivers on the grid right now. And let's see if we do another formation lap or if we get going. I think Leclerc's car is out of the track, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get an extra formation lap now to clear the debris and everything. No, it's a green flag. Okay, so we're gonna get a regular start. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we are racing. It's a clean getaway from Max Verstappen. Not so good for Fernando Alonso as there's a McLaren already on the inside. That's Leclerc. Oh, there's a big crash at the back. There's a big crash. It's a yellow flag, and that's one of the Hases into the wall, all back first. I think that's Kevin Magnussen. As Fernando Alonso, as Max Verstappen now leads from Norris, Hamilton, Alonso and Stroll did not have that good of a start. Hamilton could move all the way up into third place. As that's Lewis Hamilton defending from Alonso right now. Sergio Perez. Oh, safety car. Safety car. Yeah. Sergio Perez was going on the offensive there, overtaking Russell, but I don't think he made the move. They're all fighting to see who gets that position back, but Stroll is right there in P5. So yeah, Hamilton's up into third place, Norris up into second. Fantastic start from the two of those. Alonso kind of slacked there. I mean, he did not get that good of a start. And that's 2 cars out. That's Albon and that's Magnussen. The barrier's gonna need some repairs. Yeah, we may get a safety car to go through the pit lane to avoid the damaged part of the track, so that drivers can go out there, they can clear debris and everything. But yeah, there's a lot of debris on the track. It was a chaotic start. That's 3 people down already, and yeah, that's less than a lap elapsed already. So a replay of the race start. Let's see. Oh, Alonso was kind of sideways there. He may be investigated for that starting position. He is not that quick on the getaway. Neither of the Astons are, as they get swarmed and overtaken round the outside, round the inside. We didn't really see what caused the contact there between the 2 back markers, but we'll have to replay the replay. Let's see. Oh my god. Yeah, I think Albon just went over some debris or something. It looks like he lost it. Let's look at a replay of what went on with Albon. Oh yeah, maybe some contact with one of the Hases. some contact with one of the Haas sent him into the other Haas. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's both of the Haases with problems now. Maybe a hole on the sideboard or something like that. But yes, that's Magnussen, that's Hülkenberg, and that's Albon with problems. Two of them are out of the race. Magnussen is somehow still... Hülkenberg, sorry. Is somehow still going, but we'll have to see what the state of his car is. Let's look at an onboard of Ocon, who barely managed to avoid one of the wheels, one of the tires, who just went astray. And yeah, the inside line luckily was clear, so that's where everyone could go through. The ideal line, the inside line was clear of cars, of debris and everything. But yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there's no damage for Ocon. Oh, and that's the loose tire. There's a tire that went out and caught one of the AlphaTauris on the rear wing. So there may be some damage on the rear wing of one of the AlphaTauris. We're gonna have to see about that. Red flag. Yep, that was it was just a matter of time before that was called out. Nico Hülkenberg is at the back of the pack right now. I would assume he's got some severe damage. As I said, he's fallen back, and yeah, red flag. The race has been red flagged. Piastri and Ricciardo, both retiring as well. Piastri is inside the garage. I don't know what's going on. Ricciardo seems to be in the pits as well. Didn't come out. Piastri radio? Kill the engine. The car is not safe to continue. Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo's also coming out of the car. That's the rear wing that got hit. That was Daniel Ricciardo's. That's Leclerc going through the jungle. No, it's not the jungle. It's just some grass on the side of the track. But it was a weird angle, so it looked like he was in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, I think that's 5 cars down, at least. Well, this red flag was really good for those two guys. They may be able to do something in time for the restart, but we do not know yet. We do not know. Ricciardo and Piastri right now are sitting in P16 and P17. They are not out yet. Piastri probably is, because from what it sounds, it probably is an electrical issue. But still, Piastri is in the car, so let's see what he does. We're going to see if we can repair the car. So yeah, they're going to see if they can repair the car. That was Oscar Piastri's team radio, by the way, as everyone is preparing at the end of the pit lane, like with every red flag. Remember, small fixes can be done in red flags, but you have to pull into the pits. That means you're losing your grid position. But yeah, on the grid slots, they can change the tires, adjust the front wing and such. And Norris 4 places from the start again. That's insane. That's fantastic from him. But yes, Zhou and Bottas up 6 and 7 places respectively. That's insane as well. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everyone in front of them exploded. That's a thing that happened. Those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, if you started on the last place and now you're not last, that's a lot of positions up. Piastri, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Leclerc, and Albon. Well, not Albon, but everyone else was starting pretty high up. And not so much the Haases, but I mean, for the back markers, it was. Does anyone know what happened with the Sky stream? No clue. Yeah, they cannot fix the car now. Yeah, they can, but they have to pull out of the queue and then rejoin at the back. Aston Martin tractors need some time to get up to speed. Yeah, they have to warm the engine, you know? Sargent needs to score some points so they won't be overtaken by AlphaTauri in the constructor standings, says H. Chan. Yeah, he does, but he's in a compromised position, you know? 14th place is not the fastest driver on the track. And they are now with tractors removing JCV Tractors, which is an Aston Martin sponsor, removing the cars off the grid, it's pretty much the grid of turn 1. Yeah, that's the Williams, which is decimated. I mean, it's a good thing that Albon's out and safe, because that car is, I mean, front wing, rear wing, it's pretty destroyed. Suspensions all round. Yeah. And Leclerc still going round the track. I don't really know where he is. He may be round the... Okay. Honestly, no idea where he's at. Maybe through like turn 10 right now. No, that's a turn 8. Or turn 10. I don't know. Turn 10 interactive, you know, the Forza guys. Leclerc's walking it off. Yeah, it's still walking there. I mean, if he went on the track and walked his way around, he probably would have been on the pits already. Do you think Leclerc will come back? No, he won't. The car is retired. You cannot come back after you stop the car on track. So no, he won't be taken back. He won't be coming back, I mean. And that's Leclerc once again in the grass. Yeah, kinda lost, I think. He's asking the cameraman, like, okay, yeah, how do I get back to the paddock, guys? But yeah, red flag still underway. Not much is gonna be happening for at least like 10 minutes. Do you think Ricciardo will come back? The only guy who has a chance to come back, I would say, better than zero, is Ricciardo. Piastri is... I don't know what the problem was, so I cannot say. But Magnus and Leclerc and Albon are all definitely out. I just logged in. What caused the red flag? Albon, Magnussen, and Hülkenberg crashed into each other. The wheel went off and crashed into Ricciardo's rear wing, and Piastri had a magic issue. And then Leclerc had a hydraulics failure on the formation lap. That's a nice rundown of what happened so far. Norris made a fantastic start, so did Hamilton. Both overtook both of the Astons, so they're up to second and third respectively. Verstappen clean start once again, of course, for him. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So Leclerc's completely out. Yes, he is. Guys, don't spam in the chat. You're gonna get first silenced and then banned. It's easy. It's easy. It's the same thing every time. I just can't find anything about the Danny issue, but everything looks okay from him right now. Yeah, the wheel from Alex Albon's car, like the tire actually, not the wheel, just the rubber, came off and hit Danny in the rear wing. So they're just changing the rear wing assembly, and he should be good to go after that. But yeah, Piastri's car is a bit more complicated. I honestly don't know what's happened to him, but they are trying to get the car back up and running before the end of the red flag. Standing start or rolling? It's going to be a standing start, probably. Almost 100% certain. Yeah, so Albon and Hülkenberg kind of is a very slight touch, but then he just lost control, you know. And there's gonna be a decently sized fix on the Tech Pro barrier, who absorbed the crash very nicely, but also became severely deformed. They're gonna have to change that after they get rid of the cars that are stranded on the circuit right now. So yeah, I mean, luckily everyone's okay. That's the thing that matters. The cars are being cleared off the track. This session's been red flagged. The race has been red flagged. And we are going to get back going in, a few minutes, I would say, with still full racing action, but with at least 3 cars less. Maybe 4, maybe 5. I wouldn't... Honestly, I think it's going to be 3 or 4 at most. Sad that Albon is out too. Yeah, I mean, yeah. We're gonna have another crash this race for sure, says Neil 360. We'll have to see how a second restart would go. Oh yeah, that's Danny Rick, who slowed down a ton, got overtaken by a lot of cars. Maybe had another extra problem other than the guys crushing up ahead. Why don't you show the lap graphic? Because there's no one going round now. So it's 0 laps. So, do you guys have anything you want to talk about other than other than the race? Norris just brilliant start. Yes, fantastic start. Just saw what happened with Danny. Lucky guy. Yeah, it was lucky in one hand, but questionable on the other. I mean, it's weird the fact that he was going so slow. Maybe he was just trying to avoid the carnage, but no clue. Let's see a replay of the start by Sergio Perez. Nice, better than the Ferrari. Already going around the inside of the Mercedes into turn 1. Was he ahead? Was he not ahead? No, he was not ahead. Russell was in front into turn 3. Yeah, and I mean, the session was red flag shortly thereafter. Side by side, they went on the... Yeah, and that was the red flag. Did the temperature decrease by 2 or 3 degrees compared to yesterday? Yes. Air temperature is around 20 now. It was 29 on Friday. So yeah, it's much colder. I mean, it's getting hotter here, but we're gonna get... it's different airstreams, you know? We're very close, but it's still different airstreams. We're getting wind from the north. So that's why it's getting hotter. Anyway, has Danny Rick come out of the garage? No, not yet. If he does, it'll be at the end of the red flag, though. It doesn't really make much sense for him to come out before the end of the race. And yeah, everyone on the AlphaTauri garage is working on the car, checking the front-rear suspensions. Front suspension seems to be fine, but the rear is still getting a lot of work done. There's no rear wing right now, and yeah, I think they're looking at the suspension and such, the rear suspension. Is Porsche coming in Formula 1? No. How long until the race restarts? I would say around 15 to 20 minutes. Will Hamilton get back to position? Did he overtake legally? You talking about yeah, I think he overtook legally Alonso and such. It was a good start. I haven't seen any hints that any overtake that he did was illegal so far. If that gets investigated, I'm sure we will get a replay, but I don't think he's gonna have to give any positions back. Alonso fastest sector / lap. Well, actually, Piastri has the fastest second sector right now. No one has the fastest lap because we haven't completed a lap yet. Weather already changing here in Rio. If this continues, it might just rain in Interlagos. Let me check. Lagos, Sao Paulo. Doesn't look like it. I mean, it's not predicted to rain. It's predicted to be kind of cloudy at night today, but yeah, I mean, right now, as of 2:20 p.m., it's 21 degrees and mostly sunny. It'll just get a little bit cloudy at night, but then it'll clear out by tomorrow morning. Doesn't look like it's going to be raining in any of the next 10 days. Now, I'm just a forecast man now. But the weather next Saturday, it's gonna reach 35 degrees. It's gonna get quite smoldering hot. 35's pretty brutal for this time of year. I mean, here we're gonna get a 31-degree day on Tuesday, but it's gonna rain and it's gonna drop all the way down to 15 degrees again, with a max of 23 for Wednesday. So that's good. Okay, so race will resume in 10 minutes. Race will resume in 10 minutes. So at 2:31, it's good because it's the same time. It's the only race where it's the same time in my here that in the racetrack. Feels good. Not having to do time conversions and such. It's easy. It's so easy. So lap 3, that's where we're at right now. Let's see what tires everyone comes out on. I wouldn't be surprised if they still keep the tires that they had. I mean, it could be a free stop, but it's only 2 laps of racing. I mean, not even half a lap of racing, and most of them don't have any sets of new softs. So I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even change tires, if they just continue with what they have. Everyone other than, I would say, maybe Sargent and Hulkenberg, who started on the mediums, to have, parity in everyone's tires. But we'll see what the teams decide to fit. Did you watch the WEC yesterday? Yes. I missed the end because I was here, but it was a pretty dull race. Mike Conway had a fantastic first hour though after the. Okay, I think we're back. I think we are back. Yeah, my internet decided to die, but I think we're good. Yep, we're back. Good. So yeah, we were talking about the WEC. We were talking about Mike Conway. What a fantastic race he had yesterday after the contact in turn 1 in lap 1 with the Cadillac. And yeah, he had a fantastic race, and yeah, again, congratulations to Toyota, congratulations to Robert Kubica and his team WRT, who won the LMP2 championship, and that's great to see. And let's see, Ricardo, yeah, talking about the rear wing that's broken after the crash. Carlos Sainz, let's see a replay. I just hope we bend this clutch as soon as we're back in Maranello, and he gets told we'll talk about that later. Let's see, Pierre Gasly. What did he have to say? Oof. Talking about people looking at their mirrors, nothing really interesting there. But Danny Rick is in the car. Race will be resumed in 6 minutes. 6 minutes until the restart. Great season for WRT LMP2. Kubica lose another 8 kilograms for the race. For better weight distribution in his car, yeah. It was a heavy one, Bahrain. It was a heavy one. Pretty hot. Ocon pisses off every teammate he has. Yes, if you piss off every teammate you have, I think it's a problem with you. I don't know. Ocon blocked Gasly at the start. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Who is the aqua bottle? What? Okay. When's the rain due? Not today. Not today. Is it raining? Oh, it is not. Restart in 5 minutes, yes. Danny Rick, comeback incoming, someone said there in the chat. Good if Ricardo can get back, yes, SRS. Oh, it was Cameron who said Danny Rick comeback incoming. Yeah, it looks like Danny's going to be able to restart at the back, but I mean, that's better than nothing. If you saw the sprinter, it's going to be the same, but with a lot of chaos added. A lot, I would say, of chaos added, Cranky Bullion. End of the race, 10 cars and finished. Yeah. At this rate, if we get another restart like that one, yeah, probably. It's not a race is not a race without an Alpine crash. We haven't had an Alpine crash so far, but we have another start now, so we may get that one. Asking the question again, is Saudi still joining F1? Yes, it is. Well, I mean, nothing's changed. I'm gonna eat a little chocolate, if you guys don't mind. Not sponsored, but yeah, just a little itsy bitsy chocolate. A sweet treat before the start of the race. I want to Ray change into regular clothes. Yeah, I mean, he's out. People asking what chocolate. It's an espresso milk chocolate. One of these. I bought a box a while back. It's going to be a formation lap to the grid and then a starting start. 2019 Kubica Williams. Kubica 1, Russell 0. Yes. That's true. The 2019 German Grand Prix was one of the best races I ever saw. I mean, if you guys haven't seen the 2019 German Grand Prix, you got something to do after this race is done. Absolutely fantastic one. I remember I watched it in my hostel. I was in Amsterdam at the time. I was traveling, and yeah, I saw it in the hostel lobby with crappy internet and F1 TV. No, I didn't watch it on F1 TV because it was region locked. I watched it through a sketchy site, and I was literally screaming alone in the middle of the lobby. It was great. It was great. 1 minute, well, 2 minutes to go to the formation lap. Hockenheim, Nürburgring, nice racetracks. Yeah, Hockenheim, fantastic track. I mean, I'm so sad it's gone. It was a really amazing race. Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. Sketchy site. Yeah, I don't even remember where it was. I haven't used that site in so long. I honestly forgot the name of it. It's not a meme or anything. I legit forgot. "2022 British Grand Prix was something else, though. I swear, it was okay. It was not that good. I mean, the 2019 German Grand Prix was voted the Grand Prix of the decade. Yeah, it was also a Daniel Kvyat podium the day after he became a dad. That was also something to celebrate there. Or the week. It was the same week. That was really cool as well. Oh yeah, so Danny Rick is back. He's back in. The tires are on. He's in the car with the helmet, and yeah, they're gonna be racing. Sounding from the back, but still. And Vettel from P20 to P2. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yes. And it was an unusual at the time Max Verstappen win. So it was a good podium all around. It's a nice race. It's a really nice. I may. Oh, I don't have the time, but I may watch it next week or something. When are they starting? Any second now. Everyone seems to be on the softs now. I'm looking forward to your great coverage. Thank you for your efforts, says Paul. Thank you so much for watching, Paul. They're not rolling back the positions. No, they are not. It makes sense that they're not. So that's Verstappen coming out, leading the pack ahead of Norris, Hamilton, Alonso's leaving the end of the pit lane now. Then we're going to get Russell, Perez, Sainz, Ocon, Tsunoda in the top 10. Then it's going to be Gasly, Bottas, Joe Sargent, Hülkenberg, Piastri, and Danny Rick. Piastri's, well, maybe Ricciardo ahead of Piastri. I don't know if Piastri is going to be racing or not yet. Haven't really seen him anywhere. Maybe out. Standing or rolling start? It's going to be a standing start. Let's see. So it's going to be now Norris on the inside line into turn 1. So yeah, Piastri managed to get back out. Okay, so Piastri is racing, guys. Piastri is going to be starting in P16 ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, who is joining the track in last place. But yeah, we're going to get Norris on the inside line going into turn 1 today. So we may see a bit of a reversal in roles compared to yesterday. That's probably going to be interesting. Thanks for this live watch along, because where I live, I have to pay a fortune for watching the race. Well, it's no problem, Renee. That's what we are here for. Both Australians are now 1 lap down. Are they 1 lap down? Oh, yes, they are 1 lap down. Yeah, because they didn't do the extra lap there. Are they going to be allowed through? Yeah, I think they're just going to be 1 lap down. I don't think they're going to be allowed through. If they haven't been allowed through yet, I think that's it. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's effectively a retirement. Starting a race 1 lap down in, like, unless you're Max Verstappen on a Red Bull, it's pretty much a death sentence. You have to overtake everyone and then gain a lap in order to be able to be last and on the lead lap. And that's Daniel Ricciardo coming into the pits, and Oscar Piastri as well. Both of them are coming in. Are they going to be led through? I think they are. Oh, they're going to be... Okay, I honestly have no idea. I think they're going to the end of the pit lane. And going to be going to do a pit lane start. So it's 5 red lights. And we are going once again. That's a good start from Lando Norris, who tries going around the inside, but that's not enough, because that's Lewis Hamilton around the outside with a big lock up there, as Lewis Hamilton is in 3rd place right now. Fernando Alonso's defending from the other Mercedes at the back. It's George Russell, who is in 5th place ahead of Sergio Perez, who overtook Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll lost a lot of positions there at the start, down to 7th place already. That's Bottas down in 13th place. A lot of people trying to overtake on the run up to turn 4. That's Fernando Alonso holding on to that 3rd place right now. Verstappen ahead of Norris. Alonso overtook Lewis Hamilton on run up into turn 4. Alonso moves up 1 place and is up into the podium places right now. Piastri and Ricciardo are 1 lap down right now. It's weird that they weren't allowed through. And that's, we're looking at the Alpine. That's the Alpine of Pierre Gasly, who overtook Ocon at the start. Ocon dropped down to 11th place, and that's Gasly battling with Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda and Pierre Gasly battling for that last, well, That's second to last point Spain position, P9 right there, P9 and P10 respectively. That's Tsunoda going wide on the last corner. That's Ocon going to go around the inside to take that position. Thank you very much. He goes and is up into 10th place. Tsunoda drops down as now he seems to be overtaken by the Haas round the outside into turn 1. Oh, and that's super close between the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz and Lance Stroll going into turn 1. Those two were really, really close, but Sainz could not get the move done on Lance Stroll's Aston Martin. Stroll stays P7 with Alonso maintaining that third place right now. Albon and Magnussen have been reviewed, no further investigation. Of course, it's completely a racing incident. Be surprised if anything other than that were to be the case. But yeah, Piastri and Ricciardo, I was surprised that they weren't allowed to do one lap to unlap themselves and then start at the back of the pack. Honestly, it's a weird choice by race direction. I think if we get another safety car, they will be allowed to go through. But since they're at the back of the pack, maybe not. Because that usually is to clear out the pack as to not interfere with blue flags and such on the restart. Yeah, but they are a lap down. Piastri, Ricciardo, they are not only a lap down, but there are a few seconds off the back of Sargent. I don't know if they have some extra damage or something, but they're like, I would say 5 seconds behind Logan Sargent there. As you're now on board with Carlos Sainz with the front view, the nose cone view. As Max Verstappen says, a new fastest lap of the race. That's an Alfa Romeo, the Alfa Romeo of Valtteri Bottas trying to get past Nico Hülkenberg into turn 1. There was just not enough. We were looking at Carlos Sainz, who's right now in P8, trying to get to P7, who is Lance Stroll right there. Russell, team radio, let me know. Let's work together. I want to attack in this early lap. So Russell, Hamilton want to get ahead, get clear of Perez, defend from the back and get close to the front, get past Alonso, get past Norris, and maybe even attack Verstappen. It's been tough for those two. It's been tough on the races. It's been tough on the Mercedes. The race pace is just not there that weekend to be able to compete for the win. Maybe even P2. Lando Norris has been just on absolutely another level, as we are already getting Alonso outside of DRS pretty much. DRS has been activated, by the way, this lap. Yeah, Alonso went quick on the defensive line on the inside on turn 1. A lot of lockups there. That's Ocon locking up. That's Hamilton locking up. Alonso defended from Perez on that first corner. And in the end, it was Russell that gained that position, who was going round the outside. Now we're looking at a replay. Alonso on Hamilton into turn 3. He went for the gap. He saw it and he took it. Brilliant overtake by the Spaniard there. As we're now looking at a replay of Lando Norris on the start, looking at his mirrors, almost overtaken around the outside. But yes, as I said once again, that lockup by the Mercedes did not help him. New fastest lap of the race has been set by Lando Norris with a 1:14.940 as we are closing in on the start of lap 8 of this Brazilian Grand Prix. What happened to Leclerc? It was a hydraulics failure on the formation lap. That was a good string of commentary. Yeah, I mean, I was on a roll there. He saw it and he took it. He did indeed. George should be let past. Let him drag Lewis along. They're both really close right now. Russell's saying that he doesn't want to let Hamilton pass, that they both want to move forward. Norris is within the DRS of Verstappen, but Alonso's already in his own little zone. Alonso's 2 seconds behind Norris and 2 seconds ahead of Hamilton, so he's kind of on a land of his own right now. The Mercedes not with the pace to keep pace with the guys up ahead, as Lando Norris is very close to Verstappen. Verstappen, I don't know if he's not pushing yet, but he was under threat there on to turn 1, round the outside when Lando Norris, it was just not enough there, but DRS is active as they go into turn 4. Lando Norris tries going round the inside. No, Verstappen has the inside line, closed the door right there, and it was just not enough. The race has already restarted. What's with the lag in commentary? I mean, I'm sure you're not listening to this comment right now, but I would say put the video on 2x speed or move forward. You're probably very far behind. But you're probably not going to listen to this until like 10 minutes, have a lapse, and you're probably out of here or something. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. 50-degree track temperature. Yeah, the sun is searing down on that circuit. The track temperature is pretty high, and let's see how that works out with degradation. What lap is it? We're on lap 8 right now, lap 9 in any second. Lap 9 of 71. So far, Verstappen's leading by 1.3 seconds of Norris, then it's Alonso, Hamilton, Russell, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, and Ocon. Alonso back into podium contention. That's a very, very weird thing to see after what we saw the last two races. That Aston Martin was the slowest car of the pack last race. The one after that, it was pretty much the slowest. He was fighting there with the Hases. But apparently they found something there I don't know, this track just suits the car a little bit more. Not as much straight line speed, a little bit more mechanical grip. But they have found their pace back. Stroll qualified P3 on Friday with a slightly damp circuit. Remember what happened in Turkey 2020. He is good in these kinds of conditions. But yeah, he went all the way up into third place. Alonso qualified in fourth, and right now he is leading, well, he's leading the midfield, let's call it. He's leading the rest of the pack behind Verstappen and Norris. Alonso's in third place, and then it's Stroll in P7. Norris still with a fantastic weekend so far. Piastri, though, still battling there with Danny Rick. A few seconds off Lance Stroll. I wouldn't be surprised if they retire the cars. Russell, radio. I'm having to push too hard in turn 11 and 12. Either I need to overtake or he needs to manage more through there. Okay, Russell's talking about the dirty air, probably. Hamilton the gap is widening to 3 seconds now to Fernando Alonso up ahead. Hamilton on the front Mercedes. Russell complaining about, going too slow there. Maybe too much, he having to push too hard, maybe because of dirty air, because Hamilton's going a little bit too slow. We'll have to see if they switch places or something. But yeah, I think it's a bit way too early to tell. It's a bit of a DRS train now. Hamilton to Russell to Perez to Stroll to Gasly, to Sainz, to Gasly, and that's it. To Ocon almost, but not yet. Yeah, Hamilton's kind of slowing the pack down right now, and it would be smart of Mercedes to switch them round as soon as possible in order to not be under threat of being overtaken by Perez at least one of them. Because if Russell goes ahead, that's DRS gone, and that may leave the overtaking opportunity for Perez much easier there, and Hamilton may be a bit of a sitting duck. So a good start from him, but as I said yesterday, they just don't seem to have that much pace today. Sergio Perez tries going around the outside on the Mercedes. It's just not enough of a gap there. But that repositions him perhaps to be able to set up an overtake into turn 4 as Ricciardo gets ahead of Oscar Piastri. Piastri's in the medium tires, the only driver in the mediums. One lap down, he is in last place as Danny Rick looks to now close the gap to the field up ahead. What happened to Piastri? Him and Ricciardo both came in before the red flag, so they are a lap down. Yeah, 3 seconds now from Alonso to Hamilton as Norris still holds the fastest lap of the race. The gap, though, from Verstappen to Norris, not within the DRS anymore. It's over 2 seconds. So yeah, Verstappen was just not pushing then. Alonso, though, is closing in on Norris. It's closing in. Hey, ASEAN's multi-category player with a donation saying, Lando, thank you so much for your donation. It's really greatly appreciated. And yeah, Lando is in a bit of a pickle right now. He's got a very fast car, but I think the Red Bull's just on a completely different level. So we're now looking once again at George Russell perhaps being overtaken. No, not enough for Sergio Perez on to turn 1. Pretty much the same move as last lap. He was not able to get it done through into turn 4, and that's probably because Russell has got DRS to the guy ahead. That's Lewis Hamilton, his teammate. The lap down is brutal by RC. RC? Who is RC? Ricciardo? Yeah, it is brutal. Looking at Bottas right now, going around the outside into turn 1 of the Haas as he moves up ahead of Hülkenberg into 12th place, Bottas. Piastri also has a fast car. I don't know what the problem with Piastri's car was. I don't know why he had to come in. No one's been talking about that. And right now he's on a slower tire and a lap down. So that's a problem. Alonso, I think, radio? Okay, Fernando, so we're still on plan A, plan A. Copy, I agree. Oh, that's Sergio Perez trying to threaten again for an overtake. Yeah, gap's just way too big. But yeah, Alonso, I think, is kind of losing touch a little bit with Lando Norris up ahead, though. The gap's widened to 2 seconds, but then maybe just to save the tires as Hamilton's, now 4 seconds behind. The gap still remaining there as Zhou gets past Nico Hülkenberg and Tsunoda gets past Ocon. So Ocon drops down to 11th place, and that is Hülkenberg down to 14th, with Zhou up into 13th, right behind his teammate, and Tsunoda up into 10th. With a Pierre Gasly up ahead. Ocon was struggling to keep pace with the train of the DRS up in front, and he had formed his own little train. And now Yuki Tsunoda's passed and looking to catch up to Pierre Gasly and join the back of the Hamilton train that seems to have left the station about 10 laps ago. Mercedes trying to do a DRS train to defend Russell. To defend Hamilton. Because if Russell weren't there to not overtake Hamilton, Perez would have taken him already. Perez now 0.2 of a second, and this ahead takes him around the inside. Russell lost the place right there. Russell is out of contention there for that 5th place. He's trying to get him back. Let's see, round... no DRS for Perez though. So I think that maybe Russell taking that position once again into turn 4. Perez closes the door around the inside. Russell still... Oh, that was a very close move. But it still holds that 5th place right now. And I think that cemented... that cemented Perez's 5th place. Russell radio, are we working together here or are we just doing our own race? Russell gets told, we are still discussing. That's 10 laps down. And that's Lewis Hamilton gonna get overtaken imminently right now by Sergio Perez, who is catching up. Now 1.6 seconds between himself and Lewis Hamilton, 1.5 as we speak. That's Carlos Sainz we're looking at, trying to get past Russell, but trying to defend from Gasly at the back. Yuki Tsunoda closing the gap to 1.8 seconds to Gasly up ahead. It's down from what it was, 2.1, I think, when he made the move on Esteban Ocon. That's DRS open for Stroll, DRS open for Sainz, P7, P8. They're still both fighting. Let's see if they can overtake Russell up next. Oh, Stroll's trying to look around the inside into turn 1 as Ocon comes into the pits. Lap 15, that may be a regular stop though. That's almost within the window for the soft tires, but keep in mind we have a few less laps of actual racing, so that's a bit of an early stop. I would say they could have extended 5 more laps, but it was just not working out. I think that tire. Now he's on clean air. What tire is Ocon running on right now? Let's see a replay of Sergio Perez. Yeah, the move on Russell into turn 1 from the aerial view. It's a nice move. It's a nice view. And then the re-overtake into turn 4 to cement that position for him. Now we're once again looking at Stroll and Sainz and Russell. Yeah, Hamilton's now almost 6 seconds behind Alonso. That Mercedes just doesn't really have the pace. Perez is closing the gap though. 1.2 now to Hamilton as Russell has lost DRS. So that leaves him vulnerable for Stroll to overtake into turn 1. They are all very close, but it's just not enough of a gap for an overtake because Stroll also has to defend from behind. Russell team radio. George, we want you to manage more onto turn 11. So they are struggling with tires, but he gets told like, do you want me to manage? or race, because we're gonna get overtaken here if we manage. And yeah, I mean, it's an understandable question, you know. Now Perez 0.8 of a second to Hamilton up ahead. Pickle times is God's original design. Russell is mad. I would be mad as well if I were Russell. I mean, he was held 10 laps behind his teammate without an answer. He could have gone faster. He wasn't led through. Then he was overtaken. Hamilton's still holding everyone up, and he is being told to go slower. So yeah, it makes sense that he's pissed. I would be as well. I don't think Stroll has the pace to overtake right now. Nope. And the gap is shrinking between Perez and Hamilton now is half a second as they go into turn 4 right now. Through the back straight, DRS open for the Red Bull. I don't think it's going to happen this lap. No, it is not. They go, one behind the other into turn 4. Hamilton in 4th place, Perez in 5th. Right now we're looking at a replay of, that is Piastri overtaking Hülkenberg. So that's, well, we're not overtaking for position because Piastri is still in last place. Russell's, Ricardo, sorry, is now also ahead. Oh, that's Tsunoda going very wide. Losing a few positions there. Yeah, went onto the grass, oversteered a lot, and yeah, down into 11th place as Bottas goes up into the points. He lost one position. Oh, Zhou and Ocon both. No, yeah, Zhou and Ocon both stopped for mediums. Ocon I knew, but Zhou I missed. Ocon stopped for mediums. And yeah, they're now running, well, not last because Ricardo and Piastri are a place down, but that is Perez overtaking Lewis Hamilton. That's a nice move. That's a nice move into turn 2, and he made that move happen. Now Hamilton's got DRS though, so they may change again into turn 4 if Checo doesn't defend properly, but he does. He keeps that position, and that's Perez up into 4th place right now. Hamilton doesn't want to let him go, but I don't think he has the pace to defend for much longer. As they go into the second sector, that's going to be dirty air for Hamilton. And the gap is now starting to extend a little bit. That's gonna be a contentious position probably. If Hamilton can hold on to it, he may be able to get him back through the area, so at least keep him close. That's gonna help him though to propel ahead of the guys behind right now. The train's being led by Russell, with Stroll not able to overtake just yet. Max is kind of an unsafety car. Yeah, he's 3 seconds ahead, leading the pack always. It's a nice phrase. That's a Hamilton diving into the pits. Hamilton dives into the pits. That's a bit of an early stop, lap 19 of 71, to get rid of those soft tires, which are definitely not really working for the Mercedes. A nice stop, fits on some mediums. 2.7 seconds, and let's see where he comes out. I mean, wouldn't be surprised if it's behind Hülkenberg and ahead of Ocon. Yep, that's probably where it's gonna be. Hamilton down in 11th place right now. But a pit stop up. And let's see if with those tires he can do some magic. Norris team radio, let's pick up the pace, Lando, a little bit. And he says, yeah, I am. Okay. Thank you. Yep, so Norris is picking up the pace. Perez now 8.3 seconds behind Alonso. I don't think the gap is shrinking that much right now. Still quite a few seconds up the road. Alonso and Norris and Verstappen, those three are kind of on their own race. Well, not even on their own race. They have each their own race. Russell's also coming in. As I was saying, let's see if it's the tires or if it's just the pace of the Mercedes. Let's see Hamilton right now. If he can actually do some better laps and some better competitiveness compared to the soft tires, which he was struggling with. Both of the Mercedes were but I don't know if it's the tires or if it's the car. Russell comes out behind his teammate. Did Lewis pit? Yes, he did. So that is Russell coming out in P11 behind his teammate. An Ocon, though, is not that far behind. Hamilton radio, I've got a problem with my left front. It's starting to steer right. Okay, copy. We're looking at it. So let's see what happened there with the tires. What's going on with Hamilton's car? If it's just an annoying problem or if it's a terminal one. I don't really think it's a terminal one unless there's a suspension problem, which I don't think there is. Now we are on board once again with the Chile, with oh, Perez comes in. Perez comes in. It's a set of mediums, and let's see if Stroll, Gasly, and Sainz can now pull off a few clean laps to get ahead of at least one of the Mercedes, if their pace is good enough. Carlos Sainz, it's not enough of a gap to overtake into turn 4. Yeah, Perez comes out to defend from Hamilton. Yeah, and he manages to do that. Perez behind Hamilton right now, comes out P10. Yeah, an undercut by Hamilton on Perez. Those mediums seem to be working at least better than the softs. And now let's look at that Stroll, that Sainz, and I think one of those is going to pit this lap. I wouldn't be surprised if they are on, okay, do whatever the other guy doesn't do. And yeah, let's see if he can get the undercut done like a few people are trying to do this lap. Let's see, Stroll not coming in, Carlos Sainz either. Okay, so they're both staying out, so is Gasly, at least for an extra lap. I don't really know if the gap is... let me see what the gap is to the guys at the back. Stroll is 12 seconds down, and Hülkenberg comes in. Hamilton is 35 seconds down, and Stroll is 20. So that's a 15-second gap. I think that's still Russell ahead if he pits. No. 15 seconds. That's definitely not Russell, not Stroll ahead if he pits. Definitely not. Why did we follow them? We should do our race, not worry about them, Perez says on the team radio. You've got the pace, he gets told. You got the pace, you can re-overtake him. Okay, so Hülkenberg with softs, yeah. 3-lap-old softs. Sargent also pitted for softs, and they came out P14 and P15 respectively. Sargent ahead of Hülkenberg, of course. Yeah, Hülkenberg is kind of struggling. Aston Martin, Stroll, box. Okay. So it was this lap. It was not last lap, it was this lap. Sainz is staying out. Let's see if he can overcut Stroll's Aston Martin. Let's see what's top Aston Martin can pull out. That's Perez on Lewis Hamilton around the outside. It's a clean stop for Stroll, 2.5 seconds around the outside. Perez tries to go, but it's just not enough. Let's see if he can get the move set up and done into turn 4. DRS is wide open for the Mexican, and the Red Bull is right nose to tail with the Mercedes. Round the outside he goes, and he gets past Lewis Hamilton. He's up into 7th place. For the second time this race. That's Perez ahead and in 7th position as Hülkenberg gets past Zhou, who comes into the pits. Zhou retired the car. So Zhou is retiring the car. So that's our 4th DNF. Yeah, Piastri is still there. Ricardo as well. They're both technically behind Tsunoda. Technically. But they're a lap down. So they are not right there. But yeah, it's so unfortunate for Zhou. It could have been a good weekend. I mean, they were up in position for points probably, but yeah, just another DNF right now. So let's see if Sainz decides to come in, or if he does decide to stay out. As Stroll is behind Russell now, and he may be losing time. Once again, Stroll did not manage to get the overcut done, sorry. The gap is now a second to Russell. Yeah, the Mercedes are just slow. Just slow. Let's see what Carlos Sainz's times are looking like. Sargent with a purple first sector there. Norris is kind of pulling away from Alonso right now. The gap is 5.6 seconds. It used to be 3 a few laps ago. I don't know if that's just the pace. I would assume it's the pace of the Aston that's not as good as the McLaren. Russell, we are going plan B. Russell gets told we are going plan B. Whatever that is, they are going. And why is Stroll behind Alonso? It was just a bad race or something happened. Didn't get that good of a start. Overtaken a few times. I mean, once you're behind the Mercedes, that's pretty much it. He couldn't get past the Mercedes. The Mercedes are very slow, and yeah, he's just down there right now. As I say that, Stroll goes around the inside on George Russell and gets the move done, and is up into 9th place. But yeah, it was that was not a good. This has not been a good race for the Mercedes. They are just not there in the pace. And yeah, the Astons seem to be a little bit better with the package because the power unit is the same, and Stroll just got past Russell. Yeah, Stroll's having a good race, a good weekend overall. Nice, it's really nice to see. I hope that we can see more of this next year. Alonso comes in. Tense moment. It's always a tense moment when Alonso pits. It's usually... Let's see. Don't want to say anything. Mediums going on. Good stop from Aston Martin. 2.8 second stop. They needed that. They needed to keep the gap to the guys, to Perez and Piastri. Piastri comes in as well. But yeah, he's going to come out ahead of Perez, which is crucial right now. But behind Ricciardo and Tsunoda, who's going to have to swiftly overtake if he wants to, yeah, I mean, gain some track position or something. Ferrari is telling Sainz to box. Let's see where he comes out respective to Stroll and Russell. Remember, Sainz was battling with them, so was Gasly. Gasly now a little bit behind those two, as we're now looking at Alonso, who's closing in on Ricciardo and Tsunoda. Yeah, I mean, blue flags are going to be showed for Ricciardo because he's a lap down. Blue flags are going to be shown for Ricciardo, probably. Why is Zhou out? He's just told to retire the car. Let's see Carlos Sainz as he dives into the pits. See where he comes out. Perez catching Alonso. That's Yuki Tsunoda diving in as well. And Ricciardo being told to let Alonso pass. That's a good stop from... Oh, Sainz, who's released into the path of Yuki Tsunoda, who's coming in. And who we're now looking at is Stroll getting past Lewis Hamilton. Stroll up into 5th place. Yeah, I mean, that's Carlos Sainz not come out yet. Has not come out, and that's a very, very good, promising few laps and overtakes for Stroll, who is up into, literally, I mean, effective 5th place right now. Effective 5th for Stroll. Verstappen being told to come in right now. Wouldn't be surprised if Norris comes in as well. Yep, they both come in. Okay. Good stop from Verstappen. Let's see Norris's stop. 2.2 by Verstappen. That's super quick. Not as quick, I would say, by Norris. 2.6. Yeah, slightly slower. around 4/10 of a second, and that is 4/10 of a second gone between those two as they exit the pits ahead, well clear, of course, of Fernando Alonso, who's just coming round turn 1. And let's see what those times were. Yep, 20. No, that's not a representative gap. Alonso's not 23 seconds behind Norris. Let's see what happens there. Now replay of Carlos Sainz's rejoining of the pit lane. Kind of risky there. I don't know if that's going to be a reprimand, a fine or anything, but he should have been held. He should have been held. That was an unsafe release, that's for sure. I mean, there were people on the garage in front of Alpine who could have been run over, probably, if Stroll didn't go extremely close to Yuki Tsunoda on that pit row. Alonso right now 5.5 seconds behind Norris, and Norris 5.2 seconds behind Verstappen. Yeah, pretty much everyone has stopped. Not pretty much, literally everyone has stopped right now. So these are the positions as we stand for the race. Verstappen now leads ahead of Norris and Alonso in third place, closing off the podium. Then we have Perez, who's closing the gap, 2.7 the gap to Alonso right now. Then it's Stroll in P5, Lewis Hamilton and George Russell battling with each other, 1.5 tenths of a second at the end of turn 1 between the two. Then it's Carlos Sainz, Ocon, Bottas, Sargent, Gasly, who lost a ton of places there, down in 12th place, and it's Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, and then Ricciardo and Piastri are a lap down. Is the number of laps reduced? No, it's still 71 laps. We are on 29 right now. Yeah, Perez closing the gap to Alonso by 0.3 of a second. That one's shrinking and shrinking fast. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a P3 or a P2 there. Perez, he's got some pace. But still, there is a big gap to the guys in front. And once again, remember, it's one thing to catch up, and it's a very different one to overtake. But with the gaps shrinking as fast as they are, around 0.3 of a second, 0.4 of a second a lap, yeah, that may not be that hard of an overtake. Is Lewis's front left okay? Asked David. Yeah, nothing more's been said about that. So I think so, yes. Gasly gets past Logan Sargent, who drops down to 12th place. That's DRS wide open for Russell as he tries to once again overtake Lewis Hamilton. I think Russell should be led through. I mean, this is the second time this happened through the race, and the first time it went really badly for George. And for Mercedes as a whole, I mean, they got both overtaken by Stroll. But Sainz right now is 3 seconds behind Russell. That was... The overcut did definitely not work for Sainz and for Gasly. What really happened there with Gasly? We don't really know why is he so far behind? Was it a slow stop? Anyway, the gap between Verstappen and Alonso, Perez and Alonso, sorry, is now it was 2.1. It's now up to 2.3, but it's around 2.2 seconds, which is 0.2 of a second smaller than it was last lap. As we're now looking at Russell once again, DRS wide open on his teammates, but it's not going to be enough. I mean, they're on the same car. The gap to Sainz is shrinking, though. The Mercedes strategists look redder today. Redder. That's all I'm going to say. Sainz 2.5 seconds now behind Russell. Why are Piastri and Danny Rick down a lap? Because they did a lap less than the rest of the drivers. Let's see, Pierre Gasly, another replay there of the overtake on Sargent. That was, around the inside, turn 1, easy DRS. Yeah, because they came in before the red flag, during the safety car, before the red flag, and for some reason they weren't let out to unlap themselves before the restart. It was honestly quite surprising. Dude, Mercedes doesn't have the pace right now. Yeah, they don't. I mean, Hamilton doesn't have the pace. Yeah. Alonso has held steady thanks to the undercut, remaining around 6 seconds back, but it's only 2.4 behind Alonso throughout the battle for the podium, says El Waxmanes. Yes, the gap is now down to 1.8, so it's still shrinking. Still shrinking. Ocon comes into the pits for the second time. So Ocon gets past Bottas now. That's a second overtake, and that's good. Now he is behind Gasly as he was before, but Ocon comes in for a second time. Is he retiring the car? He's not coming out. That may be it for Ocon. Pit exit. No, he came out. Second stop done. 17 lap old mediums after a 15 lap old set of softs. No, less than 15. 12 lap old set of softs. Then, yeah, he's back on the softs, on used softs. No, doesn't say on softs. But yeah, that's not good. That's the Alfa Romeo strategy, you know, stopping 36 times. Russell radio. Russell talking about exactly what I'm talking about. Sainz gets ever closer, 1.3 seconds to Russell. They need to make a choice there. I mean, either let him through or let him pass or let him attack. Ocon, you know what you must do? Says Daniel G. Crash into the wall or something? I mean, that would be a very Ocon thing to do. As we're on lap 33, nice, Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen out of 71. Double it and give it to the next person. Nice. 1.1 seconds now, the gap between 1.0 seconds, the gap between Russell and Sainz. 1 second. Now 9/10 of a second. And that's Carlos Sainz on the attack on George Russell because they didn't want to let him through and ahead of Hamilton. Nice. Gasly, though, still with a big gap too close to Carlos Sainz if he wants to get back in contention for some high points there. Gasly 6 seconds down on the Ferrari and, well, the Mercedes cars as well, as DRS is open for Carlos Sainz trying to get past George Russell. Doesn't seem like it's going to be this turn 1 overtake, but it may be before turn 4 that we see a change there in who has P7. Tsunoda's past Sargent as well, up into 11th. Ferrari not making the move so far. Verstappen is really gapping too much again. Yeah, 5 seconds. I mean, the gap has stayed consistent from the stops to now. Let's see, Hamilton radio. I'm starting to struggle with the tires. Not a surprise there. Perez 1.2 seconds now behind Fernando Alonso. He should let Russell pass. I mean, it's fantastic now that, I mean, they're both going to get overtaken by Carlos Sainz now. Yeah, Russell's lost the DRS to Hamilton, so I think this is it. Sainz, DRS, 2/10 of a second, round the inside into turn 1. That's Sainz up into 7th place. Perez is in an Aston Martin sandwich. That's true. That's true. People are blaming Hamilton for not letting George pass, but it's a team decision. It's not his. Hamilton was like, okay, you need to let George Russell through. I think he would oblige after some complaining, but he would oblige. But I think the team is just not asking Hamilton to do that, so why would he? So I don't think it's on Hamilton this one. I think it's on the team. But it's still greatly Once again. Oh, I forgot the opposite of benefiting. It's greatly detrimental to both of the guys' races. I have a problem with that word. Compromise. There we go. Thank you, Corith, again. It's greatly compromising both of the Mercedes' races. The word is compromise. I know, guys, I know. It's just like, it's kind of locked. It's a word that I know, that I use, but for some reason, you know, when you think about it, it just, oh, what was it? Yeah, 1.2 seconds a gap between Alonso and Perez still. Well, it's shrunk down 0.2 of a second. You said it yesterday. I know. It's the same problem as yesterday. That's Yuki Tsunoda getting past Valtteri Bottas and up into the points. That's a good move. That's a good move. That's a good position. I mean, points for either of those two teams is it's something that is very important, as Perez is now almost within the DRS of Alonso. I have moments like that all the time since the lockdown. Really. You compromised tattooed on your arm. Yeah, I mean, I should write it like right next to the camera here, so I don't forget about that. Oh, and the Drivers' Championship, as things stand, Alonso would retake 4th place. Norris would move up, and Sainz would drop down 2 places as things stand. Yeah, Alonso had such a good start to the year, but unfortunately, the last few races, there was nothing he could do to hold that place in the Drivers' Championship. But right now, this result would put him all the way up into 4th once again, behind the Perez, behind Verstappen, and behind Hamilton. And I think that's all he can hope for, as that is Carlos Sainz going round the outside into turn 6. Turn 7, good move. No, that's not. It said turn 7. It was not turn 7. It was turn 4. The graph was wrong, but it was a good move either way. Up into 6th. Yeah, round the outside into 4. Nice. Stroll is now on his own little island now. Perez is losing time to Alonso. 1.6. It was 1.2 last lap. It's now up 4/10. This Alonso's 10 seconds now behind Norris. Norris still 5 seconds behind Verstappen. Lap 38 of 71. It's been a good race so far. Something that we haven't said a lot this year. I mean, I think we've said it twice. Spa was good. Zandvoort was good. I mean, then we had like the Alonso thing that was just fantastic, but doesn't mean the racing was good. It means that the results were. It was just a pleasure to watch. But yeah, as good races go, I think this has been like the third one of the season. Oh, gone up into 13th place ahead of Nico Hülkenberg. Not that good. I mean, compared to what we've seen this season, it is good. It is good. Brazil never fails to disappoint. No. It always fails to disappoint, Cameron. It always fails to disappoint. It's always good. It's the opposite of what you wanted to say, Cameron. You forgot Singapore. Honestly, not that good. Overrated, Singapore. Let's see, Perez and Alonso. Now the gap 1.7 seconds, so it just keeps widening. Ocon, we're looking at a replay of an overtake on Nico Hülkenberg round the inside into turn 1. I was meant to say Brazil is always good. Yeah, I imagined. I figured, but I was reading your message out loud and was like, oh, hell, wait, no, that is not the case. That's outrageous. Oh, Vegas. Yeah, Vegas is up next. It's going to be a tough one for me, but I think I'll be able to make it. Yeah, I think I'm done with university for Vegas, so I can... Doesn't really hurt to stay up that... yeah, I mean, to wake up in the middle of the night. Yeah, it's a week after I'm done with university, so I think it should be no problem for me to be here on Vegas. 1.7, the gap between Alonso and Perez still as Alonso opens the gap to Norris, though 3 seconds down now. 3 seconds more down. That's a 13-second gap to Norris, as it was 10 seconds just 1.5 laps ago. Singapore overrated criminal take this one. Only close races this year at the front. Yeah, it was close at the front. Doesn't mean it was good though. And it was boring. Oh, Bottas retired the car. Oh, Alfa Romeo once again disappointing all the fans. Double retirement for them. At this point, Ricciardo and Piastri, even though they're a lap down, they're gonna finish in the points. I mean, that's our 5th retirement of the race. The final laps at Singapore were tense. That is true. That is true. The first and the final laps were good. The rest of the race was insultingly bad. Yeah, the last few laps were good. It was an okay race, I would say. But it wasn't good. I mean, I didn't really like it that much. I mean, I didn't hate it. But the bar is just so low this year that something like that, it's immediately a good race for many people. And I mean, I just disagree. It's the humidity. Yeah, it was brutal. Waldo say Max is the best driver after Senna. Great compliment coming from, I would assume, a Brazilian. Just a couple more retirements and Danny Rick is in the points, says Chuck. Yeah, that's why they didn't retire the car. I mean, at this pace, if Hülkenberg retires, Sargent retires, and then Ocon crashes into Tsunoda, that's already points. And we can always count on Ocon to crash into someone and then blame them for it. Another pit stop required? Yes, another pit stop is in the books. And that's Sargent with a 23-lap-old set of softs right now. That's why he's overtaken so much. And Ocon is closing in on him. But he's also on softs, Ocon. Old softs. Not as old, though. He's like 9-lap-old softs, but he's on a very weird strategy. I think Ocon's going to have to stop again. That's gonna be a 3-stop. Well, actually a 4-stop because he changed tires on the red flag. Well, pretty much everyone changed tires on the red flag apart from Sainz. Yep, apart from Sainz. Will safety car put Daniel Ricciardo in a proper lap? Maybe. Yeah, I would say so. So Ocon, you know what you have to do, buddy. I miss Latifi. I miss Latifi so much. Ocon has a mission. Exactly, Jason. He has. Let's see, we're now on board with Gasly, who's catching up to Russell. So remember when Russell... Oh yeah, I mean, that's going to be around the inside, easy. There's just no pace on those Mercedes. They're struggling for traction all through the final sector. But yeah, as I was saying, remember when Sainz overtook Hamilton, that we were like, oh yeah, I mean, it's still 6 seconds to Gasly at the back. Well, it's been about a 7/10 of a second gain per lap, 6/10 of a second, I would say, per lap for Gasly on the Mercedes. And now, yeah, he's past one of them, and I think it's just a matter of time before he gets past the other one as well. P7 for Gasly could be in the books, and that would be a very good result for him and for the team. Carlos Sainz, where is he at? Not really getting that close to Stroll. Stroll managing to hold his own, and Alonso as well, keeping Perez at bay. The gap between those two right now, Alonso and Perez, is 2.4 seconds. It's 2.4, so it used to be 1.2, but right now it's much higher. Pit stop undercut threat. I don't really... High threat from Perez? Okay. I mean, I guess if Perez decides to come in, Alonso would come in the next lap. It would have to be a fantastic outlap for Perez to be able to gain 2.5 seconds and get the overtake done. Alonso radio? We can extend a little bit, but use the pace you've got now. It's good. Every time I see Alonso radio, my heart sinks. It's like, are they going to tell him to retire the car again? My God. How many laps are left? We're on lap 44, so lap Lewis Hamilton of 71. Every time you guys ask me, it's an interesting number. Last time out it was Verstappen, right now it's Lewis Hamilton. So the next time you guys should ask me, it's in lap George Russell out of 71. Well, or maybe lap Carlos Sainz. Let's see, is Perez coming in? He's not. The gap is now extending to 3 seconds. Alonso's 3 seconds clear of Perez, and Stroll is, I think, catching up a little bit. 5 seconds to Perez is not that big of a gap. And now, yeah, that's Gasly closing in on Russell. Already left Russell in on Hamilton. Already left Russell in the... Oh no, Gasly. Check the brakes. Problem with the brakes. Copy, we are looking. Oh my God. I think Gasly is struggling with some brake issues, and that is not good. Sargent comes into the pits. Tsunoda now hunting down Russell. 1.2 seconds the gap between the two, but Gasly has left Russell in the dust a little bit. I mean, it's in the brake dust of his deteriorating brakes, as it's now almost 2 seconds clear of Russell and is closing in on Lewis Hamilton. Logan Sargent is coming out, of course, ahead of Ricciardo and Piastri, but yeah, behind everyone else. Behind Norris. So Sargent's been lapped by Norris now. Hamilton radio. I don't know if it's gusty, but the car is so bad in the air. Yeah, I don't think it's because it's gusty. I'm sorry to break it to you. So current tire window, pit stop window, is lap 46 to 52 for the medium runners. So we are now within the window of the medium runners as Hamilton dives in. Let's see if Yuki Tsunoda overcuts. Oh, that's Russell. Overcuts Russell. I mean, I think he will. Let's see. Are they coming in for another set of mediums? Oh, set of used softs for Russell. It's gonna be a tough one for him to get to the end of the race with. I mean, both. I mean, it's gonna be tough to get for Russell to the end of the race with those tires. It was not a good stop for Russell. Not an extremely good stop. And let's see how old are those tires. Hamilton radio, let's use the tires now. He gets told. I have been for the last 5 laps, dude. Oof. Yeah, I mean, we're also looking at Hamilton struggling with oversteer at every corner. That's Checo coming in. Let's see if the undercut works. And I would assume Alonso's going to be extending, so that's going to be his own strategy. Maybe extend for 1 or 2 laps and then come in. I don't think Checo's going to be able to close it down, though. Hamilton comes into the pit, so does Pierre Gasly. Not that good of a stop. 3.1 for Hamilton, and okay. That's acceptable, but just barely for Hamilton, as Gasly had a 2.5. It's a really good stop for Gasly. 0.6 of a second up. Let's see where he comes out. Behind his teammate. Oh, that's contentious always. Oh, that's Hamilton also coming out behind Ocon. Hamilton's going to have to overtake Ocon. Let's see if they do crash or not. Hülkenberg comes in as well. How many laps remain? We're on lap 48 of 71. Yuki Tsunoda is under threat of overtake by Perez. Perez has stopped, Yuki has not. And that is going to be tough for Perez if he wants to get the move on Alonso, the undercut working. I mean, he has to get past the Alpha. Alonso comes in. Alonso comes in. A bit of a 2.5 second stop. That's really good. DRS open for Perez. That's going to be good for him. Gets past Yuki Tsunoda, and that's going to gain him a few tenths of a second, I would assume, on the exit, but I think that's not enough for Alonso. No, Alonso comes out way ahead. Now we are looking at that's Hamilton overtaking Ocon. People overtaking Ocon, that's going to be a thing now. And yeah, I mean, 4 seconds from Alonso to Perez. 4-second gap. Hamilton radio, we should have gone to the hard tire. Yeah, he's complaining about the same thing that I said. I don't think those softs are going to last. But those hard tires are really not good. So I think their hand was forced to go into the softs, and they're going to have to save those tires to the end of the race. The softs on the Mercedes were not good. The mediums weren't either. I think that's just a lack of pace. But they're also going to have to save those tires, and that may come into place towards the latter end of the race. They may have to give up some places in order to make it through, as Alonso is on softs as well. Alonso is on softs, same as Perez, same strategy. Lap 49 of 71. So we got 21 laps to go. That's within the window of the soft. That's what they did on the first stint, most of them. Gasly gets past Ocon now. New fastest lap of the race by Gasly though, 1:14.5. Okay, so Alonso went in the radio as soon as Gasly's. Thank you, he says. Team orders for Gasly to overtake Ocon there. But yeah, Alonso, as soon as he saw Perez come in, he was like, okay, do you guys want me to extend or should I box now? Because if I extend, I think I can overtake Perez on track, he said. So Alonso's confident that he's got the pace advantage on Perez and he can manage that position. So I think that's the position. I mean, it's locked in to the end of the race unless something goes terribly wrong, which, you know, Formula One, sometimes that happens. But it's a bold take from a driver who was struggling to get out of last place last race. Now we're looking at Gasly with DRS on Lewis Hamilton for 8th place. Goes round the inside, not even a challenge by Hamilton on that position. And that's Gasly up into 8th. Tsunoda's up next. Tsunoda, I think, has not stopped. Neither has Sainz, Stroll, and then Norris and Verstappen have to make their final stops as well, but they are clear of anyone behind. As we are now looking at Hamilton trying to re-overtake Gasly, but I don't think that's going to be happening into turn 4. Verstappen's about to lap Russell. That's a thing. Hamilton radio, I'm in his DRS and I'm still not catching him. Yep, understood, Lewis. Yeah, Hamilton, just no pace. No pace on that car. Yeah, Verstappen's about to overtake Russell. He's about to be shown the blue flags. They come through the start-finish straight. Perez now 2 seconds to Alonso, so he's cut down the gap from 4 seconds down to 2, now 1.9. Stroll in P3, damn. Yeah, but he still has to stop. So has Carlos Sainz. But yeah, good race so far. Good race for both of them. Stroll, Sainz, Alonso as well. Perez has done solid as well. Yeah, good race for many drivers here. Gasly, fantastic job as well. Ricciardo's just trying to survive, so is Oscar Piastri. I mean, at this rate, same thing as... Oh, Sainz is coming in. Same thing as I said. I mean, at this rate, they may even get points because everyone's retiring around them. Danny closing in on Tsunoda. Yeah, no, but it's... he can unlap himself. But if Tsunoda wants to re-overtake, that's just going to be blue flags. Let's see. Sainz into the pits. Some sparks flying from the wheel gun there, but still a 2.8 second stop is pretty good. He comes out behind Alonso, behind Perez, behind Tsunoda. And I think that's going to be ahead of Gasly. Yep, that's ahead of Gasly. Not by much, though. Those two, I think, are going to be maybe battling in the next few laps. Gasly's got some great pace today. Ocon comes in for his third stop. 2.8. 1.4 now the gap between Perez and Alonso, but I think Alonso has got the pace advantage here. Carlos Sainz replay. Yep, we just saw this stop. Watching it again. Yeah, some sparks flying there. I think that wheel is the threads have come off. Cross-threaded, that's what I was trying to say. Striking distance in one lap from Perez on Alonso, but yeah, it's not surprising to see Alonso toy with the RS people like that. Stroll comes into the pits. Let's see what Aston Martin can do for him right now. It's a bad stop, a 4-second stop, a bad stop for Stroll. That's what we're used to here with Aston Martin. And is that going to be ahead or behind Carlos Sainz? That's going to be ahead still. But that's lost him a few seconds. He is ahead, but he's behind Piastri. Piastri has unlapped himself, but I think that's going to get him blue flags, Piastri, if Stroll is closing in. Yep, that's blue flags, and that's Stroll up ahead of Piastri again. Oh. I think I saw someone going very wide there. No. Yeah, Alonso's playing with Perez. Alonso's playing with Perez. Let's see what happened with Stroll. I think it was a bit of a rear wheel problem because the front went in okay. Yeah, I think it's a rear. 4-second stop for Stroll's definitely not good. But yeah, I mean, he's still clear of Sainz. Piastri's been led through by Sainz, and I think it's going to be led through closely by Gasly as well, sorry. As Alonso and Perez, battle rages on. DRS open for the Red Bull, as Alonso doesn't really have much to defend with, but is still keeping him behind. 0.8 of a second the gap between the two right now, as we are on lap 54 of 71. Alonso controlling the pace, I think so, yes. Love how when people have a bad race, and not even through their own fault, it's usually because of the car. It's like, this person's washed, they should retire. It's now happening with Hamilton. Happened last time out with Alonso. It's fantastic. Super funny to read those comments. Anyway, Ocon has the new fastest lap of the race, and that's out of the point, so not much gonna come from that as he gets past Sargent as well, up into 11th place. Russell is up next, but he's 14 seconds up the road. Yeah. That's Norris lapping his teammate. Verstappen and Norris are still holding out, maybe for a safety car. We're now on lap Carlos Sainz of 71. Lap 55. DRS open for the Red Bull of Perez again. Yeah, no way that he's getting through. Alonso's just toying with Checo, yes. Yes, he is. Alonso's destroying Checo's tires. Yeah, he is, David. He is. Let's see, DRS wide open for Perez right now. 6 tenths of a second. The gap is shrinking though. The gap is shrinking. I think Perez is gonna go for a peak as he gets the fastest lap of the race. Just barely, not enough for a peak into turn one. 114.124. That's half a second faster than the fastest lap. Tsunoda comes into the pits. That Tsunoda, I was about to say, set a few laps ago. Yeah, that's DRS into turn 3, right? Oh, into turn 4. No, that's past already the DRS zone. But yeah, Tsunoda. I don't think that was. Oh, that was a very good stop. 2.2 second stop as Perez is gonna come in, and I would expect Norris to extend 1 or 2 more laps and then come in as well because that's pretty much all they have. How do people retract messages? This message retracted. I don't know how you can do that. But yeah, Verstappen now coming out behind Lando Norris, of course. And yeah, Norris, I think, is just going to extend 1 or 2 extra laps, not much more than that, and then come in. Let's see, DRS open for Perez once again. He not enough to make a peak either. Click the 3 dots on the end of a message, then remove. Let's see. I think I can do that with everyone though because I'm an admin. Oh, some random person just retracted their message. But yeah, I mean, I can delete everyone's messages. John, yeah, I'm gonna remove your message. Yep, there you go. I forced you to retract your message. Either way, get back to the racing. Alonso found the new toy, says Limit Pro. Yes. Yes, he has. The gap is now 7 tenths, and I think Alonso's kind of controlling that one. He's never been in a threatening position coming to the end of a DRS zone there. As we're now looking at Norris, we're not looking once again at Alonso. And yeah, 7 tenths of a second. I don't think it's enough of a gap to attempt an overtake there. Nope. But yeah, Tsunoda now gets past Russell. Russell getting out of the points, I mean, shortly. Tsunoda, even after going out, he's regaining those positions, he's re-overtaking. Retire the car. Russell is out of the race. Well, yeah, he's not gonna get any points. Russell's retiring the car, and that's him out. He was told to lift and coast for temperatures earlier on, Russell, but now, yeah, he's just been told to retire the car. He's letting everyone through. Well, yeah, letting Sargent through, and that's him coming in. George Russell, due to probably high temperatures. It's not even that hot. It's 20 degrees. It's kind of chilly on the circuit right now, but still, he's retiring, and that is it for George's race. That's Ocon up into 10th place, and that's Ricciardo and Piastri up 1 place each, so it works. I mean, it works. Only a few more retirements and they will have points. Only 3 more. We have 11 laps to go. 12. 6 retirements. Yeah, insane. Norris, box. Okay, so Norris is coming in there in the end. And Oscar Pastry is getting a pass right now and head up into 14th place. Fantastic. Ooh, clean stop for Norris. 2.5. Not as quick as some other guys, but it was really, really clean. Coming out ahead of Hulkenberg, probably. Yep, ahead of Hulkenberg. And in second place, let's see what the gap to... Oh, Perez tries going round the outside into turn 1 on Alonso. That was not enough to make the move, though. 10 laps to go. To 11 laps to go. And I think Perez now has DRS, and I think that's gonna be... Oh, Alonso kind of goes defensive there, closes the door. Yeah, and Checo backs down. Yeah, that's as close as it's come. That's true, Crofty. Norris, yeah, he's now third step. Oh, Alonso's getting much closer to Norris, though. The gap was 15 seconds before Alonso stopped, and it's now 9. Yeah, the Red Bull and the Aston Martin are closing in on Norris. I don't think it's going to be enough to make anything happen. But Alonso, I think, is pushing much harder than he lets on. Will Lando catch Verstappen? The gap is 14 seconds, dude. It's pretty unlikely. Even if he gains a second a lap, that's not going to happen. Let's see, Perez DRS again. Oof, not enough for a move there. Not enough for a move on Alonso. Mercedes, yeah, I mean, they are not really looking that good. Perez, once again, DRS. Oof, not enough into turn 4. Yeah, it's just... This is just gonna be like, okay, is he gonna get him in turn 1? No. Is he gonna get him in turn 4? No. Okay, next lap. Is he gonna get him in turn 1? That's what this race has devolved to. Fastest first sector by Lando Norris, as Verstappen now holds the fastest lap of the race. Let's see, Norris is gonna finish the second sector right now. Is he going to get a fastest lap here as well? Yeah, purple second sector. I think that's the fastest lap in the way for Norris. $375 races for Alonso this race. Fantastic. That's a lot. 375. Oof. It's closing in on next year. Is gonna be probably, yeah, 400. I remember the 300 races celebration they did at McLaren. Wow. Norris fastest lap of the race, by the way, as Alonso still holds on into turn 1. My stream broke, but the chat keeps going, says Mark. That's good. Ocon's still on track. What happened? Nothing happened. Yeah, he's still on the track, of course. Also still holding on. I think I'm gonna cry. Why? Because you're happy or because you're sad? What happened to Russell? He was told to retire the car, probably because of overheating. Alonso's the new Minister of Defense. Oh, he has been for quite a while. Remember the Hungarian Grand Prix in 2021? Checo's been doing a great job today. It looks like he's back in form. Yeah, he's been doing good today. He's been doing good. And now the gap between Alonso and Perez is almost over a second. Yeah, so Alonso's back in control. I don't know if he ever lost control, but it certainly did look like it a few laps ago. That was a very close call. But yeah, Alonso's back at, I don't want to say on top, but 7/10 is now the gap as they go into turn 4. Now we have less than 10 laps to go. And yeah, that's eating up his tires, of course. Norris is closing the gap. That is true. That is true. He's gaining around, well, I said a second a lap. He's gaining about that, a second a lap. Well, he's extending a lap to Alonso. Verstappen may be able to push and make the gap continue as is. But yeah, Norris is pushing, and he's pushing hard. What do you think about the Esteban and Fernando crash? Oh, there's not much to think about. It was Ocon's fault. Yeah, Aston Martin are looking good. 25 points in the championship. So they are now 100 points down on Ferrari. But yeah, that's gonna be good for Alonso as well in his own championship, as he is closing in on Hamilton as he gains 2 places. Well, Carlos Sainz drops down 2 places behind Norris and behind Alonso, I think. And yeah, Alonso's getting a place, Norris is getting a place. Alonso is equal right now as things stand with Carlos Sainz in points, but Carlos Sainz has a victory. Alonso only has a few P2s, so that puts him behind when it comes to the standings, even though they're equal. But yeah, with this would put Alonso in front in P4 and Norris in P3. Hold on, no. All that, 1 place down. Alonso in P5, Norris in P4, then it's Hamilton in P3, Perez in P2, and Verstappen in P1. But yeah, this is not looking good for Hamilton's chances of getting that second place. I mean, that DSQ really screwed him up. He probably could have had it, but that disqualification at the end of the COTA race, the US Grand Prix, was really bad for him. That was a nice amount of points. I think it was 18 points. That was a P4, I think. So yeah, that would have been really good because Perez did not have a good weekend. But in the end, yeah, I think that's gonna be Perez just barely scratching by and getting that second place. But it's real close now. Yeah, the gap is it's not real close. The gap is 8 tenths of a second. You need a little less than that to make the move. Now 9 tenths of a second as they come into turn 14. Yeah, that's barely within the RS now. We're in lap 66 out of 71 right now. Ocon hasn't crashed out yet. What timeline is this? Yeah, he has no one to crash into. Oh, Verstappen's about to lap Ocon. Oh my god, are we gonna see a replay of what was it, 2020? No, it was earlier. It was 2019, I think. Let's see. Verstappen passed ahead of Ocon. Into turn 1 they go. And Verstappen is ahead. Okay. Let's see, Perez 8 tenths of a second behind as they line up. 7 tenths of a second behind as they line up into turn 14. That's closer than last time. That's definitely closer. 7.4. 7 tenths, 5 tenths, 4 tenths. Not enough. One in front of the other as they start lap 67 of 71. We are very close to the end. That was the only time this year Verstappen was truly stressed about anything. Yes, I would say so, yes. Okay, so Verstappen's clear of Ocon. That's Piastri going very slow. I think he's gonna get lapped by Ocon right now. No, not going that slow. He's gonna get lapped by Verstappen again, but that's normal. I mean, Verstappen's lapped. I was gonna say the whole field, but there's not much of a field. But all the way up into P10, he's lapped P10. Now the gap to Norris is now 8.3 from Verstappen, and the gap from Norris to Alonso is that right? 19 seconds? Oof, that's a lot. I mean, it makes sense as they are coming through turn 1 and Norris is starting the second sector. It's gonna be a nice podium. I don't think we've had that podium yet. Verstappen, Norris, and Alonso. It's a nice podium. Oh, hold on. Was that not Monaco? I think that was Monaco. Yeah, I think that was Monaco. We don't talk about Monaco. In 2013 Canadian Grand Prix, Beto had lapped up until P5. Holy shit, yeah. 2013 Red Bull was just, well, kind of like this, I mean. Yeah, it was a great podium. A repeat of Monaco, says Jose. Yes. A few positions switched over, but still, good overall. Good podium. Monaco was Ocon. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was Ocon. When was it then that? Yeah, that's true. It was Ocon. Huh, what am I thinking of then? I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking of then. Having both Aston Martins in the podiums is amazing. Yeah, that is true. Having Stroll in P5 is better. Is much better. Science Radio, have no downshifts. It's like the left paddle is not responding. Oh boy. Oh boy. Sainz complained about the clutch at the start, and right now, P6, he's complaining about downshifts. Carlos Sainz is in trouble. Oh, I didn't ask you guys. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure to, if you enjoyed the race, but just, it's been a good one for me, I have enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like on the stream, really helps us out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And yeah, thank you so much for sticking around as we are starting lap 70 of 71. Oh, half a second now. Perez is really close to Alonso on this one. Is that the overtake? 4/10, 3/10, DRS. He goes round the inside. Oh, and he does. He makes the move. Ah, pija. No. Perez takes third from Alonso. DRS open for Alonso though. Is he gonna get him back? Is he gonna get him back? Not this lap. One lap. Come on. Let's see. That's Alonso trying to get the position back. Through the second sector, that's just not gonna happen, but maybe he can stay within the DRS and close the gap and get it done. Half a second, the gap between the two, as they go into the third sector right now. Oof. One lap to get it done. If it's not done here, I think it's over. And yeah. DRS open. Is it gonna be enough? Is it gonna be enough? Fernando Alonso goes, no, not enough. It's 0.3 of a second, the gap at the end of the corner. But perhaps into turn 4. Perhaps into turn 4. Oh, it's super close! Super close! Alonso goes right inside, around the inside. Oh, he gets it back! He gets it back! Alonso gets the podium back! Oh, fantastic move towards the end of the race. Last lap! Last DRS zone. That's Alonso up into third place again. Oh, goddamn, that's some good racing. And that's Verstappen winning again. Yeah, we don't care about Verstappen. And that's Norris with the fastest lap so far. Crosses the line in second place. My heart is pounding. My God. Oh, is Verstappen gonna get him back? Perez get him back. Perez get him back. It's super close right there. 4/10 of a second as they come into the final corner. Perez is looking at the inside line. It's gonna be a drag race. It's gonna be a drag race to the finish line. Perez and Alonso almost side by side. DRS open for the Mexican. He goes round the inside, round the outside. Alonso! Alonso gets it! Oh my God! He gets it! He gets it! Holy shit, that was so close! My God! 0.5 of a second! And they're back in the podium, Aston Martin. Perez comes home in 4th place. That's Stroll in P5. That's one of the best results of the season. Carlos Sainz brings it home with the issues in the clutch and everything. Still in P6, Gasly P7. That's some good points for him. That's some good points for Alpine. Hamilton holding on to that 8th place. That's Yuki Tsunoda in P9. And I think it's going to be Nico Hülkenberg in P10. No, that's Ocon in P10. Yuki Tsunoda in P9 and that's Ocon in P10. Okay, so points for Ocon. What a move! What a final lap! Holy shit! Oh, that was a good one. That was a good way to end the race with a drag race. It was so close. My God, that's racing. Now that is racing. Huh. Wow. Great race. My God. Okay, I just destroyed my vocal cords on the final lap there. Oh. My God. My God. Well, I mean, if that doesn't deserve a like to the stream, I don't know what does. Oof. I need to take a nap now. Norris takes home the fastest lap. That's an extra point. That's really good. And Sargent almost in the points. P11 for him. Nico Hülkenberg P12, then it's Ricciardo and Piastri. Even though they were a lap down, they still almost got into the points. What a race. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brazil, like Vin Diesel once said. This is Brazil. Yeah, well, doesn't matter. What a weekend. What a weekend and what a way to end it. Wow. It was a pretty good race. A pretty good start to the race. Things going on throughout. Yeah. Nice. Really nice one. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sticking around. Fantastic race. We will catch you all next time in Vegas. So yeah, Vegas is up next in 2 weeks at a very, very bad time for a lot of people. Jose, with the donation, excellent finish for Alonso. Great try, Checo. You almost had him. Congrats and excellent commentary, Ryan. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was a good race. I can admit when it was a good race, and that's Alonso back in the podium. Fuck yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jose. It's a shame that for you that Perez didn't get the podium. I knew you were rooting for him, but it was still such a good end to the race. So close. I mean, he gave it his all, Perez. It looked like a done deal, but yeah, my God, what an end. Back up into P3. Okay, I think that's gonna be it for me today. I'm gonna go watch the podium. Oh, that's ASEAN's multi-category play with another 100 yen. Thank you so much for your yuan, yen or yuan. Either way, 100 something. Thank you so much for your donation. Yeah. It's a lot of emotion that we drive here, Paul. Great commentary. Could feel your excitement and heartbeat through the internet. That's what we aim for. That's one of the greatest compliments that I can get. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And yeah, I see you all in the next one. This was a race and a half. My God. Yeah. Catch you guys. Bye.
Bye.